Welcome back. AI crypto is making a splash. We're hearing a lot more about AI implementation and AI crypto and blockchain implementation as well. And in today's video, we're going to be exploring things like what we're seeing here, where Hedera earlier in 2025 announced a partnership to utilize the Internet Computer's AI technology to power Hedera's ecosystem. We also have a lot of other AI cryptos and AI ecosystems that are kind of reimagining where AI is going to go in the future. And AI is, I believe, the next major narrative for crypto, with many of the firms like Algorand and Cardano also talking about AI and implementation of AI technologies on their blockchains. And for today's video, we're going to kind of explore this whole new AI world and how crypto and blockchain are solving problems for the AI technology and really implementing and embedding themselves into the future of AI. Because remember, for cryptos to really gain value, you need real world use cases, and these real world use cases to utilize the blockchain to increase the transactions, increase the usage, increase the active addresses, which actually shows that these networks are being used. And that's what brings long-term value over the course of time to these cryptos. And many are already categorized in the AI world. And so we're going to explore all of this. I'm going to give you guys my opinions, talk about the top picks, which cryptos should I own. We got a few different videos that we're going to be showing you from the different ecosystems and kind of where this is all going. But we're going to be starting right here. Don't forget to give this video a free thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button. That way you never miss a new video. And thanks to everybody for all of the thumbs up. So as we've been talking about, AI is potentially the next major narrative for crypto that I think will kind of also overflow into the next cycle, because AI isn't going anywhere. AI continues to grow. And the need for digital payments in the back end for these AI platforms is also very critical. Forbes wrote this: AI agents with crypto wallets are now transforming company structures. And so basically, the global AI agents market is projected to grow in the US globally, from US dollars 5.1 billion to 47 billion by 2030, which is almost a 10x. And that's a annual growth rate of 44.8%. So every year, we're almost going to be increasing the capabilities in the market by about 50%. Deloitte says that 25% of enterprises are using AI, will deploy AI agents by this year, with the share doubling to 50% by 2027. And now we're seeing AI agents with their own crypto wallets managing micropayments, tokenized services, and automated transaction workflows across business. Now, I don't know how deep Ethereum's ecosystem or Polygon have gotten into crypto, but if you look at the Polygon data, and we just went over this in a recent video. I don't remember exactly which video it was, but in that video, actually, I do remember. It was called the $10,000 Ethereum and Polygon, the thesis, or something like that. And basically, in that video, we go over some of the metrics on Polygon and how most of the transactions on Polygon are below $10,000, which shows these are considered, at least in crypto, micropayments, and a majority of those are between, I think, below $100 or something like that, which could indicate that AI is already using a blockchain in that capacity. And so what does this all mean for the future, and what does this mean for our pockets, right? Our investments? Unlike traditional chatbots or rule-based scripts, AI agents combine machine learning, natural language understanding, and decision theoretical planning to adapt to changing circumstances and even collaborate with other agents. And so businesses are going to get involved in this, right? The AI agents can go into the business and analyze everything and look for ways to improve cost structure, maybe streamline departments to make them, there's no overlap work going on. Maybe they can also help create or identify new areas of business that can increase the revenue model. And we're not just seeing this in the traditional world, we're also seeing Coinbase debuting a protocol that will allow AI to make purchases with stable coins. So Coinbase introduced a way to streamline internet native crypto stablecoins. The crypto exchange's X402 protocol is an open standard that employs 402 payment required status code to embed stablecoin payments into web interactions. They said the internet economy has always struggled with payments, and adding that credit cards and bank transfers were designed for a pre-internet world. Coinbase said there is a need for a more modern approach, one that supports autonomous AI agents, the rise of stablecoins, and generally enables instant frictionless payments native to the internet itself. And this is where their new platform will give them that ability. They said, we built X402 because the internet has always needed a native way to send and receive payments, and stablecoins finally make that possible. Just like HTTPS secured the web, X402 could define the next era of the internet, one where value moves as freely and instantly as informations. And so Coinbase is involved in this as well. And a little bit later in the video, we're going to be talking about the individual cryptos and what they're doing and what the blockchains are doing from an AI perspective. But first, it's important to understand like where Wall Street thinks this is all going, because if Wall Street doesn't see the value in it and they're not investing, well, what do you think is going to happen to the blockchains and all the development and the ecosystems and the price? ARK Invest CEO Kathy Wood predicts that AI and Bitcoin will drive a new phase of US economic growth. Now, I agree with Kathy Wood here. She said that the US economy is transitioning out of a prolonged rolling recession and entering a new era of productivity-led growth powered by advances in AI, digital assets, and automation. After 3 years of sector-specific slowdowns triggered by tighter monetary policy, Kathy Wood sees signs of economic stability and renewed expansion. Her outlook hinges on accelerating the impact of AI and automation across industries, which she believes will reduce costs, boost output, and help keep inflation under control even as growth resumes. Now, what's important to understand here, especially in the investing cycle, right? I do believe that when I'm recording this in the middle of 2025, we are towards the end of the bull market for the Bitcoin halving cycle in 2024. But that doesn't mean that areas of the market won't still perform extremely well in or into a bear market. There is the big possibility that when we see OpenAI IPO, when we see XAI IPO, and all of these other AI companies that are kind of not public or kind of still in growth mode, startup mode, when these do go public and we start to see Wall Street now heavily involved and probably partnerships with different companies and stuff like that, the AI narrative is going to really pick up. And then the narrative about a decentralized AI and owning your data, that's also going to come up, especially for big businesses, right? Because they're going to want to know that their information is secure. And this may lead some of these big AI companies to implement pieces of blockchain into their ecosystem. And by the way, it's not just me saying this. This is the OpenAI chief product officer saying that it's inevitable that they're going to let AI agents spend on our behalf, but with strict limits. So let's watch this video and understand what he's saying. Again, this is the OpenAI CPO, and then we're going to get to the specific cryptos. But this is laying the foundation for understanding where AI is going and what these companies and projects are doing from a blockchain integration perspective. And again, this may take many years to do, but if you understand where this is going, you can make investments now that will pay out at some point in the future. So let's listen to the OpenAI Chief Product Officer.
You're going to want to give agents the ability to go purchase things on your behalf. Of course you are, it's inevitable. But you also are going to want control, especially in the early days when the technology is relatively new. So you're going to want to be able to say, yes, this agent I want this agent to go buy this thing for me, but I only want it to spend up to $50, and it can only do so if it's buying something at a grocery store. And I don't need to care which one, but that class of things. Now, I'm a crypto nerd. I'm hoping that this is an opportunity for some of the programmability that you get with blockchains and smart contracts. But whether it's that or the traditional route, programmability is going to be really important. And I feel like it's you guys have been doing this work for years, and now the technologies are coming together in a beautiful way. You're going to want to give.
you can basically see here that um, you know that's what they're looking at. They're already looking at implementing blockchain type of technologies into AI and AI integrations. And so, what is this going to mean for us as investors and for the crypto world? Well, now we're hearing over 70 crypto firms have joined forces to tackle big tech's AI monopoly. And these are not the projects that we normally hear about in the AI world, in a move that hopes to challenge big tech's grip on AI. AI agent protocol Think Agents has launched a new open source framework for building on chain agents that operate autonomously across decentralized networks. Okay, da da da. They talk about this. Got it, got it. The platform is now live, allowing developers, enterprises, and Web3 communities to experiment with the framework. They have over 70 companies like Arbitrum and Yuga Labs on board to help out. And so they said by standardizing demand, the way people want to receive AI, you can get the whole market to line up because they want customers, and getting customers in AI is really difficult. And that's definitely as well something to think about, right? Because there is a lot of competition, and a lot of the companies are claiming that their AI can do X, Y, and Z, but the companies maybe they can't actually do it just yet. But I want to show you that this can take years. This video was posted back in 2024 about AI. Balaji posted something about OpenAI back in 2023. And this is David Sachs, who's now the crypto and AI czar. And this was before the Trump named him the crypto AI czar. This was in 2024. Basically at the top of the crypto markets back in 2024, at least the middle of the year. But let's listen to what he says about AI agents and kind of what this all means. And again, this was before he was the crypto czar. So imagine now he's the crypto and AI czar, and he talked like this is already in, I would say, development phase at this point. Let's listen to what he says.
Helping you know what's authentic or real versus what's fake, because with AI, you're not going to know what's real anymore. I mean, AI can create a perfect forgery of everything, or we'll soon be at that point. So crypto will be helpful in that regard. I think crypto will be the way that AIs pay each other. Clearly, they're not going to pay each other in some sort of analog way. Balaji has some really interesting thoughts about this. I'd refer you to some of his tweet storms about it.
So there you go. And again, with these payments and putting things on chain and being able to implement smart contracts, that is where this whole AI world and AI realm is going. And so understanding that, now we have to understand which are the AI blockchains or AI cryptos that are going to or already have this type of technology. And that brings us to one of my favorite AI type of cryptos, and that's Internet Computer. I would say based on all of the major blockchains out there, top 50, top 100, Internet Computer has the most advanced and most researched and developed AI technologies on chain. When I'm recording this video in the middle of 2025, this may be different in the future. Maybe I'll even disagree with it now. But guys, Internet Computer back in the beginning of 2024 showed us demos of live AI. Now, these were very primitive and very early use cases and technological advances in AI on chain. But remember, they're testing and they're seeing what can work and how to make things more efficient on a smaller scale. That way, they can hopefully scale it up to AI, running on the Internet Computer and effectively going after what Dfinity is trying to achieve with what they call the self-writing internet, where you can tell the AI agent what you want to create for your website, what you want to create for a game or whatever the situation is, and it can code it and write it for you and even go back and check for errors and maybe even talk to other AI agents to go and validate the code and make sure everything looks good. And they've been talking about this, and we've been talking about this on this channel for quite a while now with Internet Computer. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. That way you never miss a new video. If you want to help support, click the join button down below, or you can also leave a super chat in the comments. And so Internet Computer has very high throughput. It has the AI on the blockchain already. We know that they're working on and about to release another product. Maybe it's already out by the time you're watching this, called Caffeine AI, which Dfinity and the ICP world are claiming is going to change the way AI is viewed with blockchain and crypto technologies integrated. So we'll have to wait and see about that. But the main point here is that they are working on it. They have already been doing this and developing the technology and working on partnerships for years, from the Internet Computer and Dfinity side of the house. And you may not even believe me, but we just showed this video the other day on another video called Breaking Internet Computer, or ICP, is going to power Hedera. And effectively, back in January of 2025, there was a conference, I believe this was in Switzerland, in MENA, Middle East, North Africa. And you can see here on stage is Kimball Musk, wow, Dominic from Dfinity, the founder and head scientist, or chief scientist of the Internet Computer. And then this guy is one of the advising council members of Hedera. And then I'm not sure who these guys are. But basically, in this video, you will hear Hedera stating that they're not going to try to create and reinvent the wheel when it comes to AI, but they're actually going to tap in to Internet Computer's capabilities and technology to power Hedera's AI. And this is the future, right? Where you have specialized blockchains that can do certain things very well, and then where other chains, they may not have the capability or the technology to do that. Like, for instance, like, does Bitcoin have the capability to run on-chain AI? Highly unlikely. And so for the Bitcoin developers to go and say, well, we're going to try to create this, would be pretty dumb when Bitcoin can just tap into another ecosystem that has on-chain AI and utilize that connecting bridge or connecting interoperability feature than creating their own, right? Reinventing the wheel or recreating the wheel sometimes doesn't fix anything when you could just use the wheel, right? And so this is another huge, huge milestone in my view, that these projects are working together for the future of AI, and that they're not all trying to achieve and all chasing the narrative. Because at the end of the day, we do see other ecosystems that try to chase the narrative. I just saw this on X the other day. It says the next crypto wave will come from AI and real world assets, and Cardano may lead with AI, real world assets, and support XRP and Bitcoin. TVL, total value locked, is projected to surpass Ethereum and Solana. And it's like, I've been saying this for months now, that Cardano is chasing the narratives, right? Instead of just like doing what Cardano does very well and releasing some new things that are in line with where the technologies of blockchain and crypto are today, while that's good and all, chasing every narrative, saying we're going to be the best at AI, we're going to be the best at DeFi, we're going to be the best at interoperability, we're going to be the best ecosystem within Bitcoin, DeFi. It's like they don't know what they want, right? Because they don't want USDC, they don't want Tether, they don't want this, they don't want that, they don't want this, they want to recreate everything on their own. And this takes years, if not decades, if it ever gets done, and it holds the whole ecosystem back. In my view, it's not even my view, based on the metrics today, Cardano does not have the capabilities or the capacity to run on-chain AI. They just don't have the capacity. They don't have the bandwidth. They don't have the throughput. They don't have the capabilities. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But based on my knowledge of this, they do not. And so trying to create that does not make sense, right? But what Hedera is doing is Hedera is a tokenized real-world asset platform. That's what Hedera is becoming. And so instead of trying to reinvent the wheel and say, okay, we're really good at tokenization of real-world assets, but let's stop focusing on that and let's try to reinvent the AI wheel, which doesn't make sense because it puts them behind on tokenization. It puts them behind on real world assets. It puts them behind on everything that they're trying to accomplish just to chase the narrative of AI, when all Hedera needs to do is continue to be good at what they're doing with real world asset and tokenization, which is what they're doing. And for other technologies that they need that they can't implement right now, tap into other ecosystems that can. This is partnerships. This is collaboration. And based on, if you just look at like traditional financial world, like traditional businesses outside of crypto, when companies make partnerships and do things together and actually produce something good for customers, people are happy, and that usually goes viral and it usually extends and makes things work. But if you're just trying to reinvent the wheel and you can never accomplish anything because you're constantly like, it's like a goldfish. You go to the dog park and the dog's playing with one dog, and then 5 seconds later it's playing with another dog. Meanwhile, the first dog still wants to play. Or a goldfish, where you put the food in and then the fish swims to the other side of the tank, and it's like, what is going on here? It doesn't make sense. Like, to abandon everything that you're doing and just start creating something else, and you never get anything accomplished. And so this is where the winners and the losers are going to be chosen with this new AI world, in my view, because AI is not going anywhere. Like, if you think about NFTs and meme coins, those were pumps, those were phases in the market. But I don't think AI is going to be a phase. I think this is going to be actually integrated into back-end AI capabilities for smart contracts, for micropayments, for anything else that you would need AI for. And what Hedera is doing is partnering with ICP, because ICP does AI very well, and Hedera does tokenization of real-world assets very well. So having this partnership and tapping into the other's expertise means that Hedera doesn't have to do all the heavy lifting. And Internet Computer will continue to do the heavy lifting because they have now even a bigger reason to make this work, because it's not just Internet Computer's future, it's also Hedera's future. Let's listen in.
Quick announcement now, please.
Yes, please. Hi, everyone. It's a great pleasure and a great honor here to be with you.
Again, he is an advising or is on the advising council, from my understanding, of the Hedera Advisory Council, and this was in January of 2025.
With you today, and thank you all for making it happen. Yes, indeed. We managed, after so many years of collaboration, exploring different venues of collaboration, not only between regional and international ecosystem partners, but also exploring interoperability options, basically collaborating with other layer 1 protocols, including ICP protocol. By the way, I'm a co-founder of Hedera Governing Council back at the time, but I'm a big fan of what the guys at ICP and Definity are doing. So it's inspired by something I learned during my studies. Have been coached by Robert Cecil Martin and Martin Fowler, two of the co-founders of Agile Manifest. And if there is something I learned from these both gentlemen, all the great solutions and applications are the result of the overlap, or let's say the convergence of different emerging technologies. And they used to teach us one term back at the time called polyglot systems or polyglot platforms. What does that mean? It means competition is good, collaboration is better. We need to think of platforms and solutions that are implementing different aspects and elements of technologies, be it blockchain, AI, robotics, Internet of Things, and so on and so forth. And with that, we will enable the vision of Web3, which is the convergence of all these great technologies together to build a better working world in the future. Thank you so much.
Here's the announcement.
Maybe just to make one announcement, indeed. We are partnering with Almeda Ventures, which is the venture arm of Almeda Holding, one of the leading conglomerates in Africa, investing in Web3 projects with major focus on 3 verticals: sustainability, on-chain finance and DeFi, and last but not least is consumer engagement. But at the same time, we finally found 3 use cases where we are going to collaborate with our partners at Definity. And I believe that combination is going to be unbeatable. What does that mean? Hedera Hashgraph brings the sustainability aspect when it comes to energy consumption, when it comes to a lower carbon footprint. At the same time, we bring another aspect which is needed for institutional adoption, which is governance, combined with the great and the powerful smart contract structure that the guys at ICP managed to develop over the last few years, including powerful EI components that have been developed recently by the great team. And it's no wonder, since they are PhD students out of University of Zurich, So I'm not surprised at all. It's the same university where Albert Einstein has graduated. So very well selected, Dom.
Great.
And there you have it, guys. I mean, I don't know any other kind of bullish comments this cycle that have been overlooked by the majority of the crypto ecosystem than this. This is a powerhouse. I have never thought about holding Hedera until this, because what they're doing is so, in my view, revolutionary in the crypto space. He's talking about collaboration versus competition. BitTensor, what are they doing from an AI perspective? Near protocol, maybe a little bit, but they don't have on-chain AI. Render is not, it's not really an AI kind of compute platform. It's really more of kind of the back-end graphics, I guess. Filecoin, artificial superintelligence. Why is Fartcoin in AI? No idea. Injective. None of these other protocols have any project, have any use cases, and they don't have any partnerships. And so we had ASI crypto merge last year. I think I have an article about this somewhere here. Where is it? Maybe I don't. But I think it was in this article where they talked about Fetch. Yeah, it is. Fetch AI and ASI Alliance. So they talk about Fetch AI's wallet as a non-custodial crypto wallet enhanced with AI integration, available as mobile and web browser extensions. Agents on the Fetch AI ASI network can hold tokens, stake in governance, and trigger transactions, blurring the line between software agents and economic participants. But they don't really have a product, right? They've been around for a year. Fetch AI has been around longer, but the ASI Alliance, which is artificial superintelligence crypto coin, we really have not seen anything since they merged back in 2024. We haven't heard anything. We haven't seen any new technologies, which brings us back to Internet Computer, the only major chain that does have AI running on chain. But now Algorand is in the mix, with the Algorand chief marketing officer saying that Algorand's core benefits as a payment network and ways Algorand can facilitate AI agents in payment services is the big opportunity that's really enabling a payment infrastructure for agents to exchange value. This was at a recent conference. I don't know what conference it was, but let's listen in. This was posted in May of 2025.
One of the core use cases for Algorand is as a payment system, because transactions are incredibly cheap, incredibly low cost. We have extremely high throughput, and we have something called instant finality. So you don't have to wait for a transaction to be finalized. Everything is instantly final the moment it gets recorded in a block. And so therefore it's very good as a payment network. And so where we see huge opportunities around the proliferation of AI agents and the ability for agents to pay each other. Like, everybody knows and everybody believes that the world will evolve to the point where there's going to be more agents than humans. And so you're going to have all kinds of specialized agents that do this or that. And so there's not going to be a single kind of God agent that is able to do everything for you. So there's going to be multiple agents, and people and agents will have to communicate with each other and exchange value with each other. And I cannot imagine that agents will exchange value over traditional bank rails. That's just not going to happen. It's like sending an email through a post office, right? Like, it's not going to happen. It requires instant settlement at high speed, high velocity. And so that's where we see the big opportunity, is really enabling a payment infrastructure for agents to exchange value. And that's I think, where we're focused on.
This is a very interesting approach. If you
So that brings us to where we are today. Which cryptos are the focus, right? We also saw crypto venture capital Paradigm made a $50 million bet on a decentralized AI startup called Nous Research at a $1 billion token valuation. I believe Nous is going to be living on the Solana blockchain. So you can see a lot of different ecosystems are trying to achieve this AI capabilities and AI top crypto status, I would say. But really it comes down to which projects have the data, have the capabilities already. You know, if I was new to crypto and I took all the information that I currently know and was to formulate a strategy or a thesis, I would kind of look at it this way. the way I would look at the market is number one, internet computer is by far the number one AI crypto. Will it maintain this level into the bear market and the next bull market? I would anticipate yes. But there is a lot of competition coming out. But I think that because Internet Computer is the first mover, because they have this collaboration behind the scenes with all of these other blockchain ecosystems, I think that they are the number one. I would definitely put Near Protocol and Render as a close number two because these two I would combine because I do think that they have capabilities in AI technologies. I just don't know that they're focusing on where the value is going to be. Render may be so, especially they've had some partnerships with Apple, I believe. Near Protocols partnerships with NVIDIA, from my understanding. But these are not real like integrations of the technology, right? And improving the blockchain's metrics from users to transaction throughput to all of these different things. And Algorand, I don't really know that much about. We followed Algorand a lot in the bear market and the last bull market, but this cycle we really have not seen that much activity from Algorand. But they're not even talking about whether they're going to be focusing on AI agents, right? They're saying they can facilitate payments with AI, but that's just a smart contract, right? Can they actually run AI? Because if you can run AI and you have a wallet, hence Internet Computer, you can run AI and utilize the same network for payments as well. So Internet Computer can kind of do everything. Algorand, I don't know enough about their network metrics and their transaction throughput to understand if they do have a compute platform capabilities and the throughput needed in terms of transactions per second. And then the other ones, Solana, they have a project that's going to be building on it, but they're starting building now in the midst of the bull run, at the top of the potential bull run, and really at the end of the 2024 Bitcoin halving cycle. And so is that going to translate into the next cycle as they have the technology, or is Internet Computer going to still be ahead? And then when we look at artificial superintelligence, Fetch AI, as what we just talked about earlier, until they release an actual product, this is, in my view, very uninvestable. And with Cardano saying that they're going to go after AI, real-world asset support for XRP, Bitcoin, and their total value is going to surpass Solana 4 times and Ethereum once. I mean, this is very pie-in-the-sky thinking. It's not based on anything that is now, right? What can Cardano do today? Cardano has been around for a long time. And just chasing the narrative, in my view, it's not it. I mean, they don't even have USDC, right? So if we are looking at, implementing AI from a back-end integration standpoint for payments, there needs to be liquidity for those payments. No stable coins. Now, some people are going to say Internet Computer doesn't have stable coins either, which is partially true, but they do have chain key cryptography, which allows them to interact with both Tether and USDC through chain fusion capabilities. Whether that's going to be enough or not, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see, but these are just my opinions on the market. I think Internet Computer, Hedera, these are the only AI cryptos from an investability standpoint, in my view, at this point in the cycle. And I don't even know if it should be done at this point in the cycle based on the fact that, we are in the final stages of the bull run, of the time since the Bitcoin halving based on historical data. We'll have to wait and see. But remember, AI is for the longer period of time. This is not NFTs. This is not meme coins. This is not any other kind of just phase in the market. Like AI capabilities and technologies are going to be integrated at very, very different levels across the world with all of these different AI companies and AI products that are released. And so we have to continue to stay on top of everything and understand where it's all going. But Wall Street is saying that AI and Bitcoin will drive the new phase of economic growth. Coinbase is in on this. We know David Sachs, the crypto czar, is in on it. 70 firms are in on it. OpenAI believes this as well. I mean, I don't know how much clearer it can be that AI is going to be a continued narrative in crypto, and the cryptos and blockchains that are able to achieve AI excellence will probably also see similar excellence in the price and valuations of these coins and networks. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give the video a free thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you when I see you. Invest responsibly and crypto on.